Hello, friends of the internet, and welcome to week 6 of the SISU Heart Project. Today we're recording when there's actually some daylight, which is nice to see the sun coming through because we've had a few days of some depressing rain, and let me tell you, your girl gets to be whiny when it's like that in end of May, June time. But here we are, pressing forward, got some sunshine coming through. Perfect time to open up and talk about our nomination for the SISU Heart for week 6. So week 6 nomination is coming through from a submission from Renee Sheldon, and she is nominating her coworker Michele Medeiros. So Michele, you are our week 6 Warrior SISU Heart recipient. And to give everybody a little insight into Michele and why she was nominated and why she emulates the SISU Heart perfectly and everything that the SISU community represents, I'm going to read Renee's words that she sent in about Michele. So Michele is a school counselor at Washougal High School and continuously inspires me every day. She emulates compassion, care, and empathy with not only the students that she helps, but with every person that crosses her path. She's a warrior mother who loves her kids with dedication and devotion that some kids could only dream of. Even when her daughter was battling childhood cancer, she stood strong and true. She's wildly proud of every effort and success her children achieve, and she never fails to tell them so and shout it to the world. She loves her sisters fiercely, and she never hesitates to be there for them and with them. She walks alongside her husband Dennis in this crazy journey of life through the good, bad, and the ugly. And whether she's mountain biking, dragon boating, or running, she's doing it all with a smile on her face. What she does day in and day out takes courage, strength, tenacity, and resilience. She shows up every day, every single day. Now that's SISU. So could not capture anything better than that. Like Renee said, that is what SISU is. And SISU represents the showing up. It represents community. It represents showing that resilience to carry other folks through a journey, being part of a journey for people, being that rock. And that is SISU. So Michele, from the bottom of our hearts, we present you with the SISU Heart. Hang on a second, I didn't pull one out. I could have just paused the video, but why not just do a weird, awkward moment of me getting out of my chair and back in? So, Michele, SISU Heart coming to you. Thank you for what you represent and doing it with a smile on your face. That is true SISU, holding life in its hands, lifting other people up, and giving that strength, sharing that strength. That is what this is all about. So, thank you for the submission. As a reminder, if you would like to submit a nomination for the SISU Heart, please send in an email to sisuheart2024@gmail.com. That way, and just send in a bio of the person that you're nominating, and that way we can really capture the story of the person that you are nominating. And pictures are really helpful. If the person doesn't know that you're going to be nominating them, just make sure that you're sending in some pictures that you know that they wouldn't mind having on the YouTubes and on the public internets. But I look forward to reading more stories, lifting more people up, giving out these SISU hearts, representing that community. I'm looking forward to hearing some more stories. Switching gears into training. Training is still going well, moving along. I am admittedly on the struggle bus this week. I think that I'm potentially fighting something off. There's a lot of little sicknesses going around and everything, and sometimes those can just kind of put you behind the 8 ball and add a little quicksand to your blood. So this last Saturday was supposed to be my long ride, and one of the areas that I've really had to work on, especially when it comes to not just in triathlon, in life in general, but this is one of the reasons why I love triathlon so much, because I take the learning and the growing both in my training and can adapt that to real life. And one of the things that I struggle with is the concept of perfection, and that aspect that if I don't hit this prescribed number, or if I don't get that 100% A on a test, or at work, like if I'm not hitting deadlines, whether the reasons are in my control or not, I really struggle with that. And several years ago, I really struggled with knowing what my line is with fitness and with training. And I really, really ran myself into the ground, just thinking like the approach that I had was 100%, but what my 100% lens was it was too much. It was having to repeat like a full triathlon every week, essentially, which nobody can keep up with that. It's not realistic. It becomes to be not fun. And just same thing in life, like when you're just driving yourself into that wall constantly, having to have so much going on all the time, and having to be perfect. What you put in your mind is perfect. It's not sustainable, and that's not living. So on Saturday I was really struggling, and if you know me, you know that I don't struggle for motivation to go and do a training session. I love it. And so for me, I know if I'm struggling to get going, like feeling that I want to get going, that's kind of flag number 1 that something's going on. And so I was just feeling so drained, and I just wasn't in it. I just wasn't there. And it was supposed to be a 2-hour, 10-minute bike ride, and that I was putting in the effort, but I was kind of just like I could feel my head just wanting to go down onto the bars. Like I was just dragging, and it's like, what am I getting out of this? Like clearly my body's telling me today is not the day. And that's okay. That's not failure. Not saying that was easy, and I had to check in with my partner to help me reinforce I'm not a quitter. Like I'm being smart. I'm listening to my body. So I did. I stopped I gave what my 100% was that day, and that was 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I didn't follow it with a run. I said my feet need to be up. I need to listen to my body, and I crashed on my couch. So that's what I did on Saturday. Sunday, I was more alert and more into it. I did my run, albeit I did my long run inside on the treadmill, and there are a lot of aspects of running on the treadmill that are easier. It's different. It's a different kind of run on a treadmill compared to outside. And in some ways it's nice. Like you can set the pace. It takes care of it for you. You don't have wind in your face. You don't have hills to deal with. You don't have stoplights. All these things, they're aspects that make that kind of run different. Sometimes I use the word easier loosely because, some may argue that running is never easy. But so what is more difficult on a treadmill is a long run, because running in place for 1 hour, and it was 1 hour and 16 minutes total of this run. That is a long time, my friends, to run going nowhere. Well, we did it. And also on the nice side of that was it was a steady pace, which was what the run prescribed. It was a steady pace. And so that felt good. So I thought this week, one of the things that I could highlight in terms of training and is the aspect of nutrition. They say nutrition is the fourth discipline of triathlon, because let's face it, you're doing hours of endurance, and your body is only designed to hold on to so much glycogen. It's designed to only hold on to so you have a limited amount of stores, and that's going to break down. And if you're not properly replenishing that, you're really going to struggle. I'm not saying that you won't be able to complete a race, because you can. The human body is absolutely amazing, and the human spirit is sometimes unbreakable, and but it could make a difference in your experience and how much you enjoy it. And I am all about enjoying the race. If you see pictures of me, I'm almost always smiling because I love it. And even when it's really hard, like the dark moments of a race, I ultimately have this moment with myself where, oh my gosh, this really sucks. Like, I'm really ready to get off this bike. And then it goes into, this is so cool. This is so cool that I am in the middle of an Ironman bike ride. I hate the way that I feel right now. I hate that I still have, 50 more miles to go, but I'm doing it. Like, this is cool. And I'm going to be able to say I did it. It never fails. So when you see me in pictures smiling, it is real. I enjoy it. And one of those things is finding the science of the nutrition behind it. So just a couple things that I'm going to talk about, because I know that there are some people that might watch this that have never done a triathlon, or just might be thinking about doing a triathlon. This also could be relevant for really anything endurance. So just in terms of, what do you eat? How do you eat? How do you get food in your stomach? Are you stopping and having a cheeseburger? No, I'm not. One of the things that there different forms, you can get carbs and calories. Liquid carbs and calories, you can do them in a gel form. You can do them in a chew, like this is a little chew, gummy chew. And like I said, or liquid form in the form of powders. And so I was just going to show a couple of the things that I use both during training and during a race. So liquid form of carbs, I absolutely love. This is called G1M Sport. I know that it's backwards. Go One More is so BPN is the nutritional supplement that I use, the nutritional supplement company, and they have this this fast acting carb source. It's fast gastric emptying. So basically it's just going right into your system. You're not having to digest it, and which is so good for, especially for somebody like me that can really suffer from gut issues. And when you're doing long endurance activities, your gut really takes a toll, and your gut responds to stress and vice versa. So G1M Sport, 1 scoop is 20 grams of carbs. You also get 350 milligrams of sodium in here, which is really important for replenishing your sodium content especially if you're a sweater like I am. I sweat a lot. And then I also will add a scoop of additional electrolytes. So 1 scoop in here is an additional 500 milligrams of sodium. So altogether in 1 scoop, 850 milligrams of sodium. This is also sugar free, which is another really, really important aspect. I love BPN's products. They're so pure and high quality, and they sit so well in my stomach, and I just absorb it really well. The other thing that I am very, very consistent with, and I push it on probably anybody that I know, are beets. So my favorite form of beets are from Human, and this is their super beets. But it's a really good way to supply your blood with oxygen, and that is what is so important, especially during an endurance. But telling you what, beets are important whether you're running or not. They're good for your heart. They're good for your whole body. So I'll add a scoop of the beets into my drink as well, and I'll have that in my main nutrition bottle. That's the first thing that I'll drink during a race, and then I won't add additional beets, and depending on the length of the race, or the approximate amount of time that I'll be doing the activity, will depend on will I do additional scoops of the G1M, and then for additional calories and carbs, I really, really love so Spring Energy gels are my favorite. They are basmati rice based, which again works really well for me and my gut. These don't upset my stomach at all. There are a ton of choices of gels out there, and sometimes you really just kind of have to play with what works with your gut. So number 1 rule, always practice with your nutrition before you try it out on a race, because you are really setting yourself up for a difficult time if you take something in on the course that does not sit well, or that you have not trained your gut for. Forgot to mention, this gel here is 53 grams of carbs. So I really like gels. Usually I'll do a gel about an hour into a race, just get that extra shot of sugar, those carbs, also kind of just having that putting something in your mouth, refeeding yourself. And then these gel chews from Precision Fuel, I discovered these last year during Ironman training, and these were also a great source that I'll use for, again, kind of having something in your mouth, and just something to chew on. And they're also really good. I usually get this combo of, it's mint and lemon, so there are 2 chews in here, and that's 30 grams of carbs. So there you go. Just a couple little tidbits of some nutrition ideas. If you want to know more, there I can definitely go more in depth on some other aspects of the nutrition, or some of the ways that I refuel. If you want to see some of the bottles that I use, or how I refuel, when I might do that, or how I break that down, just let me know. And again, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel or to the playlist, please do that. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below of something that you might like to see. Just feedback in general. Really, really trying to lift up this community. And last reminder, if you have anybody that you would like to nominate for the SISU Heart, please send in your email submission. Follow me on Instagram, and we will see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted with dreams, we're chasing the echoes of silent screams, caught in the spell of the cosmic night, where fantasies bloom in the pale moonlight. We'll let go of all that we know and dance in the stardust's gentle flow.